This morning, I'm going to give you one question that will allow you to find the solution to any problem that you have now and forevermore. How does that sound? Fantastic? Well, we'll see what you think when I give you this question. First, bring your most pressing problem to the front of your mind. Maybe you are not happy in your job. Maybe you are not as happy in your marriage as you'd like to be. Maybe your kids aren't behaving as well as you'd like. Maybe you are having a struggle with a client or a colleague or a family member. Maybe your health isn't up to par. You have back pain. You're not feeling as vital and energetic as you like. Are you starting to think about your most pressing problem here? I'm filibustering here to give you time to come up with your own problem. Maybe you are unhappy with where you live, the house that you're in, or your neighborhood or your town. Maybe you're feeling lonely or empty or unfairly treated or stressed, etc. Okay, you got yours? Now for the question. You might not like this question, but it is the source code to your solution every single time. Language this way is something that I picked up from venture capitalist Jerry Colonna. The question is, how are you complicit in creating the condition you don't want? Let me say it slower so that you get the poignancy of all the components in this question. Let's start with, how are you? You see, when faced with a problem, our first tendency is to blame. Blame is rampant in our modern society. When we slip up or we fall or we fail, our first response is to assign blame. Blame is an easy and effortless defense mechanism. It is a quick escape from guilt and responsibility. It helps you preserve your sense of self-esteem by avoiding awareness of your own failings. But the denial of responsibility also denies us control of a given situation. It leaves us powerless, stuck, stunting our progress and our personal growth. Blame keeps us from seeing ways that we can alter our behavior to achieve the outcome that we desire. Understand, you and only you are responsible for all the outcomes in your life. All of them. Here's why. And that is what the next part of this sentence is about. Complicit. How are you complicit? You see, everybody feels a victim. Everybody points a finger at them, what they did to you, or what unfortunate circumstance that happened to you. We all have to deal with people. We all have to face challenging circumstances. The complicit part of the sentence asks you to take the hard look in the mirror and ask, what did you not do? Meaning, how were you complicit? That you knew to do, could have done, should have done, but didn't. And that is why you are in the predicament that you're in now. What did you tolerate, or deny, or neglect, or fail to do, or fail to act on that led up to you being in the position that you're in now? What failure of action makes you complicit in this result? You see, most often, the reason why you're in the situation that you're in now is not necessarily because of something that you did. It is most likely because of something you didn't do. What did you choose not to say? What did you choose not to see? What did you choose not to hear? What did you choose to neglect? That is the big point most people miss here. People say, but I didn't do anything. Exactly. You didn't. And that is the problem. Neglect, lack of action, lack of contribution, lack of doing what it takes to make a situation better. That is what you did, you didn't do. And that is why your results are limited, or why you find yourself in this dissatisfactory situation. That is what is called complicit. The next part of the sentence is create. How are you complicit in creating the condition you don't want? This is assessing what you did do. What did you do to create the situation? What did you do to cause this person to act or think or feel this way about you or towards you? To put you in this position or circumstance, how did you participate in creating the situation that you find yourself in now? Now you're probably thinking, yeah, but what about all the yeah, but situations? Yeah, but what if you get cancer? What if you fall off a horse? What if you were beaten or raped as a child, or was in a hurricane, or hit by a bus, or whatever? Yeah, here's the deal. That sucks. There's no denying that. And you and I can both wish that it didn't happen. We can definitely have empathy for the situation. And then we now have to ask, okay, now what? This is the third factor in how you end up regaining control over your life and still have complete responsibility for your outcomes. There is 1, what you do, number 2, what you don't do, and number 3, how you respond to what happens to you. Yes, shiitake happens, and different forms of it happen to all of us. Stuff we didn't ask for, stuff we don't deserve to have happen to us, and maybe even didn't do anything to deserve. But this is what's called LIFE, life. And shiitake happens in life. So when shiitake happens, the question becomes, now what? That is a powerful response question, one that you should probably use several times a day. Okay, that sucks. Now what? What am I gonna do about it? What happens from here forward? I have complete control over what happens now. I have complete responsibility for how I respond, for what I do now to what has happened to me. I can't change the circumstance. The circumstance might be unfortunate, absolutely. And I could wish that it were different. But any time or energy spent on that is actually useless. It just is what it is now, period, the end. The only thing to focus on now is, okay, now what? So no matter how you look at it, no matter what happens in your life, ultimately, you are responsible by what you did, didn't do, or how you respond now to what happens to you. So take the most pressing problem that you now have in the front of your mind and apply your solution to it. You ask yourself this one question: how am I complicit in creating this condition? By what I did or didn't do. And now, how am I going to choose to respond to it, to actively create the condition and circumstance that I desire? So with that in mind, jot your notes down in your Darren Daily Journal and be bold enough to share your pressing problem and the responsible action that you're going to take to improve it in the comments below.